One of the first questions we get about DDoS testing is about the process. What is the process of DDoS testing? So the process, at least the way we do it at Red Button, is divided to three parts. The first part is planning, the second is execution, and the third is summarizing and reporting. In the first part, we sit together with our customer and we understand what are we attacking, what is the nature of the service, and we build a test plan that is tailored to the scenario of that customer. A test has a limited time, and we want to make sure we fully maximize it. Then, in the execution phase, we meet with the customer and we execute the test plan just as designed, and we monitor for the results. We do our own monitoring. The customer does also its own monitoring, and we collect the results during the testing. Then we start to process the results. We create a report, send it to the customer, and finally have a meeting with the customer and present the findings that include not only a pass-fail for each attack vector, but also a very deep recommendation. Can be very technical, can be architectural recommendations. And also we give a score to the customer based on the DRS, the DDoS resiliency score, and compare it to other companies in that vertical, and set a target, the way we see it, for the customer to improve itself. Another question that we get from customers is how much time will this process takes from us, from the customer. So we understand the requirement of the customer that this process will not consume too much time from them, and we have built the process in such a way. We need the customer in the planning phase, in the test execution, and in the summary. Let's start with the planning and the summary. In the planning, we need 1 or 2 or 3 hours on the customer to understand its network and services, and how we can make the most interesting attacks for the test. In the last part, in the reporting phase, we need just 1 hour to present our findings. In the test itself, we need about 3 or 4 hours, or if the testing is longer, then maybe a little bit more. We need the customer with us during the test, and actually here we do welcome and encourage the customer to bring as many stakeholders that are relevant for the test, because the test is a unique activity that allows the IT, security, and others to see how does a real DDoS test looks like, and it's a good experience for the team, so it's a time worth spent. So another question we get is if and why do I need to do DDoS testing if I'm hosted on a cloud computing provider like AWS, Microsoft Azure, or Google Cloud Platform? So the answer is that you definitely need to test. First of all, the most basic is that every system has to be tested. Even if you have acquired a fully managed DDoS protection, you still need to test it, and there will typically be surprises. But more than that, in cloud computing, it's a shared responsibility. So the cloud computing has some responsibility in blocking DDoS mitigation attacks, but you as an organization also has a lot of responsibility. And when we test cloud computing environments, we have a lot of findings all the time. We cause impact in many cases and then we have to stop the test, and we give customers recommendation on how to improve them. For example, we may recommend the customer to add a rate limit protection against application attacks, or if the customer already has a rate limit protection, then we recommend to lower the threshold. We give customers recommendation about the auto scaling that has to be improved, and many other recommendations that all are in the responsibility of that customer.